Hello and welcome to a breaking news edition of Gotham Outsiders. TJ, Jon Kent is a bisexual man.
I had a feeling this might happen.
My doubt was so real up until literally today when it was officially announced in Tom Taylor's interview. I was like, no, they're messing with us. It's not
There
really
was
gonna
like
happen.
all that Twitter speculation the last month or so because the issue, because I've been reading the Son of Kal-El series just because I love Tom Taylor and I've actually been really enjoying it. And the last issue 3, there was a lot of they're just good friends. They were roommates, So everyone on Twitter was like,
roommates.
Right. It was like, this is the same vibe from the Tim Drake issue. So I was like, if someone's gonna do this, it's gonna be Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
But still, it's like didn't really expect it to happen for realsies though.
I know. I was hopeful, and then Twitter was starting to convince me that maybe it was going to happen, but I have this instinct to just go, no, we've gotten too much lately. There's just no way.
And we're coming for the other Superboy, so they better watch out.
We are. So that's been the big conversation on Twitter today was people going, okay, so Tim is queer and Jon Kent is bisexual.
Oh my gosh. The funniest tweet I saw today was the monkey paw one where it's like Tim Drake with the monkey paw saying, I want Superboy to like boys. And then it's like the wrong Superboy. I love it.
1,000%.
So funny. Chris, I think this is the first time it's just been me and you talking on this show besides our first episode.
Is that true?
I believe it is.
That's wild. Wow. Hi, TJ.
I know. I'm like, we never get to just talk and we get to
funny.
Hang out all the time with other people, but it's rarely just the two of us.
That's true. Aw.
And everyone that's listening, you too.
Yes, it's just us alone here. No one hearing this.
Yes, all of us that manifest queer Jon Kent and Tim Drake.
We sure did. I asked our Twitter followers what we should manifest next, since we have kind of this wild power we've all discovered this year. And obviously everyone's like, it's got to be, Connor. We got to get Connor.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert, we just recorded an episode specifically about Tim Con that should be coming out sometime next month. But already it's shit, there's so much we could have now talked about. So we will have to do a disclaimer. This was before Jon Kent came out, but also there's always reason to talk about Tim Con, no matter the context.
Yeah, and I think it's an old DC Comics mindset to think, okay, we've gotten one Superboy, we'll never get another, but we're living in a new time. Who even knows anymore?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we got a Robin coming out and a month and a half later we got a Superman coming out is
it's huge.
The fact that we have that makes me think, oh no, we can also have Connor Kent. It doesn't matter that he is he technically, would he be the brother of John, I guess?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. And even over at Marvel, which Marvel is slacking on their rep in comparison to DC in regard to this, I have to say.
Who could imagine?
Right. But they did confirm the last, I guess, year or two, Anthony Oliveira, who we love dearly, got to be the one to confirm that Speed, Tommy Shepard, is a queer, probably bisexual. But anyway, he's the brother of Wiccan, who is a huge gay icon in comics, and they're twin brothers. So that we are allowed 2 queer siblings. It is allowed. So I'm here for Kent and Connor.
Sometimes we can have nice things. Sometimes.
Oh, I totally just called him Kent.
Oh, John and Connor.
John. I'm here for Clark Kent too, though. I'm here for that.
Come on, your sons are doing it. It's time.
Someone was like, was it you? That's someone on Twitter. There's been so many tweets today. Was if Connor is also confirmed bisexual, maybe it is hereditary. Maybe Clark is bisexual too.
I'm just saying. It was really funny that DC Comics tweeted out John is just like his father. And I literally hit the floor before I read the rest of the sentence being like, in love with a reporter. And I was like, oh,
Oh my
okay.
gosh. I mean, I'm here for that. So
It is
okay.
really cute.
I know we are both here for like a Damien
Yeah.
John thing. I'm still here for that.
Yeah.
But I really love the concept of him having his own Lois Lane and
Me too.
making it a femme twink with pink hair.
Yes.
Like, couldn't have done it better myself.
It was honestly, it's great. Like for me, Damian John's going to be endgame, but it doesn't have to be the only relationship he ever has. Like, let him explore, let him date his own Lois Lane,
Yes.
let him have all kinds of partners, and then endgame, Damian.
Yes. And like, I don't, all right, hear me out. I
Okay.
am here for Jay being endgame just because I love the parallel between Clark and Lois and like they're obviously endgame.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, I feel like it's really early, so like I ship the concept,
Yeah.
but I feel like Tom Taylor could really make me love them as a couple and I think he could pull it off.
I mean, everybody's gay now. Why don't we have some polyamory? He
Yes.
has two
That
hands.
too.
He has two
Oh my
hands.
god. He's alien. Maybe he has more than two hands.
Maybe.
That other Kryptonian power we haven't heard about yet. But we were asked on friend of the podcast, JJ, who runs for Comic Junkies. Chris and I did a special episode over there back in June where he asked us how we felt about people who were not queer writing queer representation.
Yeah.
And I think I'm first of all, I'm very proud of that episode. We did a great job, and JJ
Yes, we
was
did.
fantastic, a great host. Go listen to that episode if you haven't. But this is an example of what we were saying, I think, about you don't have to be a queer writer or an out queer writer
Yeah.
to do good representation. Like, I think this is a great example of that.
Me too. I think Tom Taylor has consistently done great queer rep. I mean, Suicide Squad is queer as hell, right? Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
so good. So he is consistently a writer I trust. I feel like if you are a person who can write queer stories well that feel like real queer people, more power to you. Do it. I love it.
Right. And I feel like Jay is a different type of queer character than I've seen in a while. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like being very feminine was the stereotype for a while, and like it still is to a degree, but in comics, I feel like I haven't seen a character written like that in a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I'm ready to see him as a fully fleshed out stereotypical character. Like they exist.
Yeah. I love Jay. I think Jay is wonderful.
Yes.
This is honestly, I'm having trouble even believing we're having this conversation right now. I keep reminding myself this is real and not just our speculation.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So like you have had a way longer relationship with the Jon Kent character than I have. How do
Yeah.
you like how did this affect you personally? Like I know Tim Drake was your boy. Like I know
Yeah.
that was a big deal. How does this compare to that for you?
I mean, Tim Drake was always going to be the one that was going to like shatter my world in the best way. But Jon, I love Jon so much. I mean, listeners know Super Sons is one of my favorite comics of all time. I love the Superman run that Peter Tomasi did with Jon Kent and Clark. I love this character. I think he is so wonderful and he's part of some of the most wholesome stories in the Superman universe. And we did that episode talking about Super Sons or with
Mhm.
Superman generally, where we talked about his powers as queer metaphor and the fact that then this thing we were reading as a metaphor is surprise actually his character.
Oh, yeah.
It's so huge. It's
I didn't
so
even
good.
make that connection. I forgot that we had been like, oh, the metaphor of the coming of age. Like
Yeah.
I think because he's older now, I guess he's like 17 in the
Yeah.
comic, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't on my mind reading this current series, which only has 3 issues. But
I
like, I really hope they get into that.
Me too. I genuinely forgot too. So I'm gonna shout out our listener Valen, who wrote me and was like, "You all called
Oh.
it," and I was like, "Oh, we did. You're right."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, truly. It's so wild because again, we throw this out so much. We frequently are trying to queer reading, like maybe this character. And honestly, until this year, I didn't believe any of them would happen. I really didn't. I wanted to, but I assumed we would still just keep getting new characters. We'd get our Harper Rose. I
Right.
didn't think we would get these characters that I grew up with as canonically queer. It is, my mind is blown. I cried multiple times today.
Oh. No.
Followers on our Twitter know I wrote a story about this for Talking Comics. I had to keep stopping to cry and then go back to writing.
Which this is your first mention of that on our show, Chris. Do you want to plug it really quick?
Sure. So, as of 2 weeks ago, I have started writing for Talking Comics. I have done 2 reviews so far and this story. And coming up soon, I will have a regular column.
Yeah, check it out. Their article about Jon was really great, really emotional. You might shed a tear.
Aw, thank you.
So do you think it's going to be a casual coming out where it's like, oh, this is normal? Or do you think we're going like kind of like with Tim Drake? Do you think we're going to see him coming out? Yeah, I don't know. That's my question.
Yeah, that's a really fair question. And I'm not sure. I mean, already the narrative around the stories is very different, right? Like Tim was a thing we were all like, is it gay? Like we were all discussing right beforehand. Right. And it was like a slow reveal until finally that final like article and everything that when the issue dropped specifically, we didn't know anything in advance.
Right.
But this is like, hey, in November, he gonna be gay.
Right. National Coming Out Day. They're like, yeah. Surprise.
And it's so much more, there's less room for interpretation. Obviously, we have strong feelings that there is no room for interpretation of Tim either. But even more objectively, he just is bisexual. Tom Taylor said those words. He confirmed it on Twitter. He is bisexual. He's coming out as bisexual. I feel like this is already more dramatic of a story. Like I still love that Tim's is a slow burn, that it is unfolding, that we're seeing him develop. We need both, and I'm excited that we're getting this sort of bombastic, like bam, gay, bisexual specifically.
And like they're really committing to it. Like it's a statement. They've made a statement. I feel like I know they've had to have been planning this for a while, but it almost feels like to me, just from the outside looking in, like Tim Drake coming out was like testing the waters.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, okay, we can do this. Like people want this. And
at the very least, they learned their lesson to not make no fanfare about it, right? Because
exactly
there was that whole all of like scrambling to write stories and all the stuff that happened when Tim came out, because it didn't seem like anyone, and I know Glenn Weldon in our episode about Robin talked about how it didn't seem like anyone understood how big of a deal it is. We've taught them it's a big deal, and like not us personally, but Twitter collectively, social media collectively have taught them it's a big deal.
It was us personally, just a little bit.
It was us. Just
allow
us
yourself some.
Pat ourselves directly on the back for doing this.
Yes. Like I kind of want them to just kiss. Maybe Jon has realized he's bisexual before now. Maybe he hasn't, but I don't want to see him struggling with it. I just want to see him being like, oh, this is how I am. And that's cool. I do want a moment of like him introducing Jay as his boyfriend to Lois and Clark. But I don't need it to be a big deal. I don't need a big coming out story.
I think that's true. That said, considering the arc of his story, if we look back at like the Peter Tomasi run and the way that those conversations about his powers went, I would be kind of down for a parallel conversation, where it's like Clark and Lois telling him it's okay to be who he is in the same way they did with his powers. Like, let's make the subtext text, friends.
Yes, I'm here for that. Like, I guess I'm saying like, I don't want them to be like,
No,
but like I'm here
that's
for
not
that
Clark
moment
and
though.
Lois. Like they would never.
Right. So I guess I don't have any fears. I'm not worried.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't believe they would ever. That's really not them as characters.
Yeah, like he brings Jay for dinner. There's like a, oh, you're dating. Oh, welcome. Like you're not
Yes.
just friends anymore. And then later, once Jay leaves, be like, we accept you. And John's like,
Yes.
I know, Dad.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Like a really cute, like, oh my God, my dad's embarrassing me moment. That would be so cute.
Speaking of, speaking like dad moments, I need Bruce and Clark to like be going to their local P flag together.
Yes. Oh my God. One of them is wearing like a pride flag, and the other one's like, huh? I see. I see.
Right.
Yeah. All right. And they
You're
like
doing
bond.
great, honey.
That would be so cute. Oh my God. Both
I'm
of them
here
in a
for it.
I love my queer son shirt.
Yes.
Love it. Someone made this gorgeous fan art that we retweeted on Twitter of Wonder Woman with the bi flag and her arms around Tim and John. It's so cute. I was
my
like,
gosh.
yes. So
I'll be honest, I missed that one. I'm gonna have to go back and look.
I just retweeted it minutes ago.
Okay, that's why.
So we have Wonder Family represented. We now have Bat Family and Super Family, and then we have Jackson over in the Aqua Family. So
Yes.
we need Flash.
We do have non-binary Flash.
We do have a non-binary
they are
Flash.
AU though.
Yeah, my thought was that we needed like a main Flash family character.
That's fair.
Bart looking straight at you. We need an Arrow, like a main Arrow family character.
Who would
a
it
Green
be?
Lantern.
A Green Lantern.
We need one of each. I want our Justice League queer to be literally Justice League analogy characters.
I feel like we're getting okay. So in my mind, I'm telling myself, okay, they put JLQ off because they're allowing them to come out with a queer member of each of the groups.
I would die.
Yeah, they're like, just hold off a little bit. You can have Jon Kent here in like a year.
Right. Because it is meaningful that like Aqualad became Aquaman, so that we have queer Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Now Superboy has become Superman, so we have queer Superman. All right, Tim, I guess you're taking over the Batmantle.
I've heard worse ideas.
I mean, he's done it before. Why not? Okay, I guess he's done it in the future. Anyway, it's fine. People were gonna scream at me. It was in Batman Beyond. Okay.
Gosh. Yeah. Is there anything else we haven't covered? Like,
I'm just so happy.
Yeah. I just didn't see it coming. Like, I know it didn't shock me, but like,
yeah.
It also I just didn't expect it.
It's that Simpsons meme of why did I gasp? I knew this.
Right. Yeah, like John was such a soft boy. Like,
yeah,
not to stereotype anyone, but stereotypes do come from somewhere. Yeah. So like was he a mama's boy? In my mind, I always read him as like kind of a mama's boy.
I don't know. I think he was like a parent's boy. Like he was he was the good kid to Damien's like, right. I do what I want. Yeah.
Right. That's very much how I was as a kid. So like I kind of projected onto that, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yes, Jon Kent is bi.
We're gonna queer all of your favorite characters. They're all gay now.
Oh yeah. Connor Kent is next. Who else is next?
I'm Batman's asexual. I'm lighting a candle.
That's right. For Alex Jaffe, we have to mention that Supergirl, we're coming for you. She will also be asexual.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. We need every like different identity represented in every family of the DC universe. Come on now.
We're coming for you.
We are. Well, thank you for joining us for today's complete just explosion of feelings.
Yes, this was fun. Just the two of us, Chris.
Just
the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
All right, well, we will call that a day, but stay tuned. It's the month of Halloween. Let us know if you want us to do something spooky.
Yes. And come November, when the issue comes out, you can look forward to more conversation about our bisexual king.
Oh, yes. I'm sure we will revisit this heavily.